At This Place in History, we're in Canaan with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. If you go upstairs from where we were last week, you'll find an extensive collection detailing the importance of the logging industry.
We're here inside the Canaan Historical Society with the chairman of the society, Dennis Fuller.
Logging was important because it was about the only thing you could do besides farm. And the farmers needed something to do in the winter, and people down below needed building materials, lumber for housing. So they decided the cheapest thing to do was cut the logs, pile them up next to the river. When the snow melted in the spring and the ice went out, kick them all in the river and follow it down to Holyoke and places in Massachusetts where there were some large sawmills. The first log drive was in the late 1800s, around 1888. People down below on the southern end of the Connecticut River were using the river for recreational purposes. You know, they'd be out boating or something, and then all of a sudden here comes a flotilla of logs. Laws were passed that they were not allowed to send logs down the river anymore, so 1915 was the last of the big log drives. That was dangerous. I mean, you have a pile of logs on the side of the river, and there's a guy down in front of that, and you know that if they broke loose, he was a dead man.
And this thing jumped out. Can I pick this up?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's heavier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's deceptive.
And it's dangerous too.
It's dangerous. I'm going to turn it around a little bit so that we can see it on camera.
All of those points, yes. Have to be careful.
So what's this for?
Well, it's called a scaler's tool.
Yeah.
And you would run this down a log to find out how long it is. There's markings every 1 foot. This is 3 feet, 2 feet, 1. So they would run it down the log and figure out how many feet they had. And this would determine the circumference of the log at various points.
Much like a slide rule, yeah.
It is. It's a slide rule.
Yeah.
And it would tell you approximately how many board feet you can get out of a log.
Now, Dennis, you mentioned Holyoke, Massachusetts in passing a little bit earlier. I grew up in Holyoke, and when I was growing up, my parents had one of these in their garage. And when I was a child in the 80s and 90s, I never knew what it was.
When you put a couple million feet of logs into the river, they're going to get tangled up, and this was used to move them around, and the longer ones also to push logs back into the river.
So you have to break up log jams.
And they were known, some of these log drives were known to take out covered bridges. Brattleboro, I think, lost part of a bridge. And
you can see why they banned them after a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Dennis, if people want to learn more about logging up here in the North Country, how could they find out?
We don't have a personal Historical Society telephone number. We're upstairs over the Alice Ward Library. The number there is 266-7135. But we have a website and we have a Facebook page.
The logging industry in Vermont's northeast corner also led to the creation of one of America's most famous furniture brands. We'll explore that next week at This Place in History.